Floyd Mayweather is facing 2 felony charges for allegedly writing a $200,000 bad check to buy a luxury watch. Court records show the boxer was charged in April with theft as well as drawing and passing a check without sufficient funds with the intent to defraud. Prosecutors allege that in 2024, Mayweather wrote the check to a designer resale store in Las Vegas, despite not having enough funds in his Wells Fargo bank account. Mayweather's attorney and representatives did not immediately return the Associated Press request for comment. The case is scheduled for a hearing in September.
We're back with another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV, make sure y'all stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to tap in because Floyd Mayweather made headlines yesterday over these 2 charges tied to an incident that was filed back in April, but actually dates back to 2024. I've got the links in the description if y'all want to check out the full clip from the beginning over on CNN. Since the news broke yesterday, even more outlets have started picking it up. And a lot of y'all were already in the comments saying 50 Cent was about to have a field day with this. And of course, he didn't let the opportunity slide because that wouldn't be 50 Cent. He said, "Dang, champ, what the F is going on? If you needed some money, you should have called me. We could have stopped this from getting this messy. Now the Fed's looking for you. Love you, bro. I ain't mad at you no more. Call me." Now, I think 50 is clearly trolling right there. He's not really hoping Floyd picks up the phone for help on this situation. And honestly, I don't think the Feds are involved like that either. From what's being reported, this is a state-level matter, unless there's something else going on behind the scenes, because Floyd does have several other lawsuits happening right now. For anybody who hasn't seen the details yet, the complaint alleges Mayweather wrote a $200,000 check from a Wells Fargo account to Gold and Beyond, a luxury resale boutique in Las Vegas, on the 31st of December 2024. The complaint claims he wrote that check while lacking sufficient money, property, or credit in the account to cover the full amount. ESPN reportedly obtained a receipt for the Audemars Piguet watch that was purchased on the 25th of December 2024. The theft charge alleges that Mayweather exchanged the check for property or services while knowing the check would not be honored when it was presented. The complaint further claims he acted knowingly, feloniously, and without lawful authority. If convicted on the fraud charge, Mayweather could face 1 to 4 years in prison along with a fine of up to $5,000 plus restitution costs. Under Nevada law, felony theft can carry prison sentences ranging from 1 to 20 years and fines up to $15,000. Now, I don't know exactly how this is going to play out for Floyd Mayweather. We all know he and 50 Cent have had their issues over the years. And for a long time, 50 has been one of the people saying Floyd's finances aren't quite what the public believes they are.
He beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
And it took, been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local hosting.
And the nightclub, because you need that action right now. And over time, that narrative has become more and more reinforced by the things we've seen online involving Floyd Mayweather over the last several months. We've already heard about the IRS situations over the years, and now you've got this check issue as well. When you read the full report, the jeweler who sold him the watch said they had an established relationship and that he trusted Floyd. That's why he believed the check was good. And honestly, I'm sitting here like, who's even writing checks these days? Maybe that's some high-level business stuff, because I haven't seen somebody use a check in forever. But according to him, he trusted it because it was Floyd and because they had prior dealings together. He said he kept reaching out to Floyd, basically saying, "Hey, this check bounced. The check didn't clear. You already got the watch, so what's going on? There's not 200 grand in this account." According to the allegations, Floyd stopped responding altogether. And from that perspective, people are looking at it like, well, if you knew the money wasn't there, why did communication suddenly stop? Then when you look at everything that surrounded Floyd over the years, the child support stories, reports of millions in back payments, the $32,000 monthly obligations, and the lawsuits where he claims more than $500 million was taken from him, it all becomes part of a larger conversation. At the same time, information surfaced suggesting that story may not be entirely accurate. Reports claimed he was seen spending money, signing deals, pawning jewelry, pawning purses, moving other assets around, and even dealing with situations involving his jet after saying certain things had been taken from him. And then you look at this watch situation. If we're being honest, Floyd basically has a watch compilation spread across the internet from years and years of showing off different pieces.
Vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I say, if I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs 18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do for you motherfuckers today? I'm gonna $50,000 because I ain't got to do. Money made all my day.
And when I see all of this, I just keep asking myself, how many watches does Floyd Mayweather actually need? Because I'm the type of person who looks at it and says, bro, you already have every watch imaginable and you're still buying more. If the money isn't flowing the same way it used to, then obviously that matters. People have said Floyd spends over $1 million a month just maintaining his team. They say the money is going out faster than it's coming in because he's no longer fighting regularly. Those massive 9-figure paydays and huge deal checks aren't coming the way they once did. And if you continue spending at that level without replacing the income, eventually you're going to run into problems no matter how wealthy you are. When it comes to Floyd, I've always respected his talent. There are definitely things he's said and done over the years that I haven't agreed with, but I've always viewed him as one of the greatest boxers ever. Flexing and showing off has always been part of his image and brand. That's his decision. But at the same time, you have to understand that people are going to question it when situations like this come up, because it simply doesn't add up. Even now, Floyd has been looking at getting back in the ring for exhibition paydays. And then there's that guy he's suing who claimed Floyd's financial situation is the reason he got involved in celebrity boxing again. The accusation was basically, you're having money issues, and that's why you came back into this space. Now, I don't know if that's true. I'm not in that business, but it does seem strange considering Floyd was always the guy saying, I left the sport with all my faculties intact, my health is good, and I'm financially set for life. Sometimes though, when spending habits don't change and there's pressure to maintain a certain image, things can become complicated. I don't believe Floyd is completely broke at all. I think the bigger issue is that he may not be able to comfortably sustain the lifestyle he wants to maintain. And that can keep somebody trapped financially if they're unwilling to scale things back. And honestly, scaling back isn't really a downgrade, it's just being financially smart. If you're constantly trying to live beyond your means to uphold an image for people who don't even see your day-to-day life, eventually it catches up. At the end of the day, this situation falls on Floyd. He has to take responsibility for whatever happened here. I don't know what kind of outcome this case will have, or whether it gets resolved before anything serious happens. But it would be a terrible situation if he ended up facing jail time or major consequences over something like this. Because once it looks like you're relying on your reputation alone to get what you want, people start asking questions. Maybe he intended to pay it back eventually, but according to the allegations, he didn't communicate, didn't clarify the situation, and reportedly kept the watch for more than a year, just keeping it all the way real. And like I've said before, this all goes back to the same conversation. You can have hundreds of millions of dollars, even close to $1 billion, but if you don't manage it properly, it won't matter in the end. Sometimes you're better off with less money and better habits than unlimited money and no plan. Tell me what y'all think. We got more content on the way, more videos, all that. 1,000 for sure. Tap in with the Urban Politics TV Patreon too, whether through the website or the app. Got more content coming over there. Lock in with us. 1.